Hi, I'm Grace. Welcome to Little W English. Today, you will listen to a story in simple English. Relax, listen carefully, and enjoy the story. In a quiet city, there lived a man named Daniel. Daniel had a strange problem. He could not sleep. For many years, Daniel tried everything. He tried warm tea, soft music, meditation, and even sleeping pills. Nothing worked. Every night, when the city became quiet and dark, Daniel stayed awake. At first, this made him tired and frustrated, but after some time, he became used to it. Since he could not sleep, Daniel decided to use his nights differently. Every night at midnight, he left his apartment and walked through the empty streets of the city. The streets were peaceful at night. The noise of the day disappeared. Cars were gone. People were sleeping. Daniel liked these quiet walks. He watched the yellow streetlights, the shadows on the buildings, and the silent windows of the houses. Sometimes he saw a cat walking slowly across the road. Sometimes he saw a taxi passing by. But most nights, the city was completely silent. One night, something unusual happened. Daniel was walking down a narrow street near the old part of the city. It was a place with small shops and old buildings. Most of the stores were closed, and the street was almost completely dark. Suddenly, Daniel noticed a light. A small shop at the end of the street was open. This was strange. Daniel had walked through this street many times before, but he had never seen this shop open at night. Curious, he slowly walked closer. The shop window was covered with old glass. Inside, there were strange objects: old clocks, small wooden boxes, strange metal tools. The sign above the door said, "Night Shop." Daniel stood there for a moment. He felt something strange about the place, but curiosity was stronger than fear. He opened the door. A small bell rang softly. Inside the shop, the air felt warm and quiet. Behind the counter stood an old man. The man looked calm and friendly. "Good evening," the old man said. Daniel was surprised. "Good evening," Daniel replied. "I didn't know this shop was open at night." The old man smiled. "It is only open for people who cannot sleep." Daniel laughed softly. "Well, that sounds perfect for me." The old man looked at Daniel carefully. "Yes," he said slowly. "I know." Daniel looked around the shop again. There were many strange things on the shelves. Some objects looked very old. Some looked mysterious. "Do you sell antiques?" Daniel asked. "Not exactly," the old man replied. "I sell things people need during the night." Daniel did not understand. "What do you mean?" The old man walked slowly to a shelf and picked up a small object. It was a pocket watch, but it looked different from normal watches. "This watch," the old man said, "can give you 1 extra hour." Daniel frowned. "1 extra hour?" "Yes," the man said, "1 extra hour in your night." Daniel smiled politely. That sounds interesting, but he did not really believe it. The old man placed the watch back on the shelf. Then he looked at Daniel again. "You walk every night, don't you?" Daniel felt a chill. "How do you know that?" The old man smiled again. "People who cannot sleep are easy to recognize." Daniel nodded slowly. "I guess that's true." The old man walked behind the counter and opened a small drawer. Inside the drawer were several small objects: a compass, a silver key, and a small black notebook. The old man picked up the notebook and handed it to Daniel. "This might help you." Daniel opened the notebook. Inside the first page were written simple words: "For the nights when the world feels different." Daniel looked confused. "What is this?" The old man spoke quietly. Sometimes the night shows us things the day hides. Daniel looked around the shop again. Suddenly, the place felt even more mysterious. "What kind of things?" he asked. The old man did not answer immediately. Instead, he walked to the window and looked outside at the empty street. "Have you ever noticed," he said slowly, "that the city changes after midnight?" Daniel thought for a moment. "I guess it becomes quieter." The old man nodded. "Yes, quieter, but also more honest." Daniel did not know what that meant. Just then, a distant clock struck 2 in the morning. Daniel realized how late it was. "I should go," he said. The old man nodded. "But take the notebook," he said. "It might help you understand the night." Daniel hesitated. Then he took the notebook and placed it in his coat pocket. "Thank you," he said. When Daniel stepped outside, the street looked exactly the same as before. Quiet, empty, but something felt different. Daniel walked home slowly. When he reached his apartment, he opened the notebook again. On the second page, new words had appeared, words that were not there before. They said, "Tonight was only the beginning." Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next story.